Hmm.
Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, the greatest video
Yeah.
and gaming and beer podcast in the world.
Mhm.
I'm Ian, and I have Jarrod, Nick, Dave, Aaron, and
Hello.
JPK is back. Hello.
Awesome.
How is everybody?
Good.
Doing good here.
Doing
well.
Took it out of me.
Yeah.
How are you,
waiting,
Ian?
Yeah, waiting for you to enjoy this beer we've got
Oh my God.
lined
Hold on.
up.
Got one of Ian's favorite styles of beer.
Before we get to that, though, welcome back to the show, John. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you got me back on the show.
Yeah. Are we gonna have you back on the show for good? You gotta
We'll
push.
see.
We'll see. All right.
We'll
Well,
Want you
tentative.
back? Want you back for good?
well, maybe we can have you on from time to time then.
Yeah. Whichever beer you pick is in stock in Vegas.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that too. Please do me a favor and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Couch Co-op Show.
All one word, no hyphen.
Also, you can find us streaming live on twitch.tv/The Couch Co-op Show, like we are right now, starting at 9 o'clock. Sometimes we start a little earlier and do a little pre-gaming action. And, you know, you can get on there earlier if you'd like. But 9 o'clock is when we start, so, you know, come check us out. Subscribe. Give me some of that fat streamer money. All right. Let's get to the show. Whose beer is it? Oh yeah, Jarrod. Jarrod, what atrocity are you making me drink tonight?
I am making Ian drink Pelican Brewery's Tsunami Export
And
Stout.
remember, the beer you pick that makes him suffer can make all of us suffer. So
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
I mean, it should be called Hurricane. We need a beer called Hurricane, Dave. Get on that. Hurricane Aaron.
Well,
Hurricane Aaron Amber.
are we gonna open it? The sooner
Yeah,
you get it
let's,
done, the sooner
let's
you'll.
pop this open now.
All right.
yeah.
I love that my keyboard, if I let the lid land just right, the keyboard has a magnet on the bottom and it catches the lid, so I don't have to go chase it.
Nice.
That's a lovely stouty stout.
It's definitely a dark one.
It's,
Here, I'll black out my camera.
Mm.
Oh, it smells like Ian is going to fall out of
Yeah.
his chair.
It smells
You know-
like. It smells like.
You know what makes this even better? If you take about half a shot of whiskey, like bourbon, and put it in
Jesus Christ.
and
Come
mix
on.
it. That's
Oh, wow.
really good.
I'll have to try that with a little bit of my Knob Creek.
So we have
Yep.
Pelican
Just dip your
Brewing,
knob in it.
another Oregon brewery, 7% alcohol, export stout. Can't be found in Vegas, as John pointed out.
I'm sure you're disappointed.
I don't know, do you like stout?
I even went to like no, I
Maybe
like dark
you
beers,
can
but I went to
okay.
like 50 miles radius, and it's
There you
like
go.
Yeah,
nowhere.
No,
Nowhere
yeah, I
close.
bet.
All right, Jerry, what are your initial thoughts?
I do like the smell of this stuff. I am not usually a big fan of the dark beers with like espresso and stuff like that. This has that, and it's mild enough to where you mostly taste the stoutiness and the roasted malts and really grainy taste of it. It's actually pretty well balanced, I'd say.
Cool. Nick,
I
what,
would agree with that.
Nick, what
It's
are
a
your
lovely beer.
initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts were Dave has a great idea, so I went and grabbed a bottle of Jameson.
Hey, nice.
All right, Dave, what are your initial thoughts?
This is everything I'm looking for in the stout. It's like it might be a little too high on the alcohol. I'd prefer if it was 6%, but flavor-wise, it's great. And yeah, if it had coffee in it, that would be a no for me. But this one's probably about as toasty and roasty as I would want to go.
All right.
It has cappuccino flavor in it.
Aaron, what are your initial thoughts?
It's not bad actually. I usually veer as far away from stouts almost as much as Ian does. I mean, I will make some exceptions to the stout thing, like if it's a bourbon barrel whiskey stout or a rum barrel stout, or even tequila with barreled stout. But this one is not bad. It's actually remarkably smooth for a 7%er, even though it is 7% and stout. But
just add that little touch of whiskey in there, you'll have the flavor right there.
So I would like to correct what I said. It's chocolate and cappuccino. It's not espresso, but cappuccino specifically is what it says on the bottle.
That's what Aaron was reading.
And FYI,
Did you confuse the export part on it?
This is the IPA of stouts.
Guess so.
IPA of stouts.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it tastes like burnt beef jerky water. So I have no love for this, and you know where I'm going. So let's move on.
What flavor of beef jerky
Like just
water,
burnt,
Ian?
just like standard flavor, whatever standard jerky you get. It's just burnt and then like soaked in water. It's just,
okay.
That's what it tastes like. So if you ever
You
wanted
must be having some bad beef jerky.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it is bad beef beef jerky is what I'm saying. If like someone were to take beef jerky and burn it and soak it in water, that's what this tastes like.
So Ian,
you
can just set that bottle aside and grab another one if you'd like.
Of the same thing?
Did you buy a whole six-pack?
No, I didn't buy a whole six-pack. Fuck.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No, I went to Total Wine.
I knew this was one I like, so I was like, yeah, six-pack, no problem.
It's so bitter. Like this one's like really bitter.
It is quite a bitter stout.
Like the jerky's really burnt, guys. Okay, let's move on from this. While you guys drink and formulate your taste buds and thoughts around that beer some more, I was going to talk about Bayonetta. It was supposed to be a Bayonetta review, but I didn't get to it. I played it a couple times. I told you guys a little bit earlier before we started recording, but it sucks that this game is tied to the Switch. I want this new AAA cool graphics Bayonetta, not the same Bayonetta I played on PS3 12 years ago. That's really my big problem with it. So that's what keeps me kind of wanting to play it. Like I get into it, I kind of enjoy it, but it just looks so drab. And like with God of War coming out like this week, it's just like, and you look at that, it just looks so awesome. And like Bayonetta could be not that awesome, but it could be awesome. You know, it could look cool, and that's what I want, not this. So it's kind of breaks my heart a little bit. I am gonna play it and finish it at some point, but I'm probably not gonna fast track it to review. So because I think that's my review. That's basically. It's going to be Bayonetta no matter what. I'm going to enjoy it. So,
do you have an issue with the Switch controllers at all by chance?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I have the 8-bit, so I sync a PS4 controller.
Same here.
So I don't have to deal with that shit.
Did the developers say they're gonna put on different systems? And you said on an earlier podcast.
There was like they want to. I think it's just whether Sega and Nintendo let them do it.
Right.
You know, so.
You think it's more of a Sega issue or a Nintendo issue?
Well, Sega owns the license to Bayonetta, and they licensed it to Nintendo. So I think it's kind of a
probably Nintendo though, because Sega now put this stuff on most. You know,
right?
They want to put their stuff on as many platforms as they can.
They haven't used the wording of like timed exclusive or exclusive.
Right. I think
or
it's
anything
just.
like that. They're not throwing it around, but it's probably just a Nintendo thing.
I think this is it. I think this is probably the last chapter of Bayonetta, and then it'll go away for a long time, and then maybe they'll bring it out of retirement some way down the road.
Bayonetta 2 didn't even go to PC, did it?
No.
No,
I mean, all these games,
Wii U and Switch,
they're all emulated. I mean, this current one runs at like 60 frames in 4K. It just has the same visuals. It runs a lot better. I mean, the Switch, it struggles sometimes. Yeah. It's just like, oh my gosh. But anyway,
is the voice actress? Do you notice a difference in terms of performance, or
if you didn't know that happened, you have no idea.
Nice,
that's great.
Jennifer Hale does a great job. She's a great voice actress.
She's awesome. Yeah.
And then other stuff came out about what's her name, Helena. That seems like she's kind of a nut job anyway. So anyway, but what I do want to talk about, because I noticed last night on PlayStation that someone had taken up the challenge that we asked of him because he was playing Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. So I kind of wanted to know.
Nice.
You didn't have to take up the challenge, Dave. Why did you decide to do it?
Okay, so, well, I went. Let me start by saying honorable mention to Alex Kidd in Shinobi Land. That was one of the games I actually owned on the Sega Master System back in the day and played a snot ton of.
Yeah.
And I remember enjoying it, but I also remember enjoying Alex Kidd in Miracle World. And when I replayed the new version of that, it was absolutely pants. So I don't know whether it would hold up, if you know what I mean now. Because when you had a console growing up and you only had 3 games, you kind of whether they were good or bad, you kind of played a lot of them.
Childhood memories.
So what happened was, I'll go through the list quickly. Dead or Alive, Extreme Beach Volleyball. Yeah, I'll give that a whirl. That looks like sexy Ian fun. Ian in the bikini. Kerbal Space Program. I've never played that because, partly because it was always quite expensive, and then I forgot about it. But partly because after my experience with No Man's Sky, I wasn't necessarily fussed about an open-ended sandbox type game. Which I know it's a different type of game, but it's that was something that held me off. Red Dead Revolver, I've just got to figure out how to play it. I was looking, you can buy a free boot card for your PlayStation 2 that allows you to play burn games.
I think you can play it on your PC through the video game archive.
That, or you could just get the emulator and download the ISO off the internet. I could get that for you. It's super easy.
Well, the free McBoot video card, I was looking, those cards were like $8 on eBay for one, so it's not much.
Nice, yeah. But did you see that you get the SATA thing for it too?
Yeah, I did. The hard drive thing on the back, because I have a fat PlayStation and a thin PlayStation, too. So, but anyway, what happened was I went to Best Buy to buy Tom Clancy's Division 2. Because it was $10, and Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, I'm not going to buy that. It's $35.
Oh, Aaron has it.
Yeah, I have it.
Anyway, let me finish the story though. But I get there, and they have the PlayStation 5 version, which they said was $35 online, on sale for $15.
Nice.
So I just picked up the PlayStation 5, and I picked up Tom Clancy's Division 2, which I haven't played yet.
Great.
But I started playing it, and it's a beautiful looking game especially on the PlayStation 5. It really shows, like, some of the water effects and the shield effects are great, but I just got playing it, and it's a lot of fun. And to be quite honest, it's not the kind of game I would normally, because it's very, very dialogue heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of any game I think I've ever played, that game has the most dialogue and cutscenes. But they do a very good job of making the dialogue interesting and having it going on while other stuff is going on if you want to. So it's kind of... And then my favorite bit so far was the space llama, though, when you've got the 4 of you in the ship and you're singing, trying to get it to go round.
What a weird part for you to like.
It's such a good game. I hope you enjoy it.
It was so stupid, but yeah, I'm up to chapter 13 or 14, so there's only 16 chapters, so I'm almost
you're running
crushing
through
it, man. That's great.
I'm almost done with it, but it's a beautiful looking game. It does suffer from 1 or 2 glitches. There's been a couple of times where I've had to restart because I got stuck in the scenery, especially the big dragon boss level thing. Like, it blew me back and blew me into the things one time, and I got stuck and I couldn't move. And then another time the camera got stuck looking up, so there's a lot of, like, it fires things area wise, and you need to be able to see where they're going to land so you can move, which you can't do if your camera's stuck up. So I've restarted that twice, and I think I've had about like 7 or 8 times where I've had to reload last checkpoint. Because either a guy's not spawned, or there's someone still alive, but you can't find them, for it to kind of go on to the next bit.
Oh, you know what? I did have that happen one time. Yeah. No, I did not have that happen. No, I didn't. I had that happen recently with Mass Effect Andromeda. There was a guy in the wall, and I didn't want to restart it, so I just kept trying to find a way to kill him in the wall. So I was using all the different area of effect powers to try and figure out how to kill him, and it finally did. But
yeah, that stuff can be kind of fun trying to figure out how to do it.
I have to say though, Guardians. I didn't have any issues.
I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of the best looking PlayStation 5 games I've played so far.
Really cool environments.
I think that
the design team crazy. They themselves.
I also think that its style suits a little bit better than Ratchet and Clank. Is the other game that was kind of in a similar kind of style, and looked pretty good. But I would say that Guardians of the Galaxy just has that edge over it on, like, graphically. So, and
I get that.
And the voice acting's great. I mean, the characters are interesting. It is funny when you're just facing one boss baddie though, when you do the huddle up.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And then,
go ahead.
Honestly, I'm playing it on normal, and the first half of the game, until I got the weapon that allows you to pull people to you, it was really beginning to annoy me with the snipers on the roof kind of thing that take off half your energy when they hit you, and it's just like, Argh. But once you get that weapon, you can pull the goons towards you, finish off the like easy enemies, and then just all you have left is the big guys, and that makes it a lot easier.
Well, I'm glad you decided to check it out and are enjoying that game. I know when we were talking with Aaron about the game, and we were like, we know you're not a big Marvel comic book guy, but we thought that was sci-fi enough for you that maybe you dig it.
And I quite like the story. I mean, it's a pretty decent story. I mean, I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the characters. So, yeah, I must admit, I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would.
There you go, people. If you didn't if you weren't sure you would like a comic book video game,
we have a win.
Maybe you would. Because Dave,
I honestly thought it was a Telltale game as well, which was the other reason.
Okay.
Oh, they did. They did have that. They did do.
I think I was getting confused, and that's why I'd also ignored it. If you know what I mean, because
who needs that shit?
Not that those games are bad. It's just the production on those is nowhere near the production on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I think we finished this. I mean, I'm done with it. Are you guys done with this beer?
Yeah, I finished mine.
All right.
Yep.
I'm still working.
All right. Oh, come on.
That's all right.
Nick.
That's all right.
Nick, did the whiskey improve it or no?
Yes. The little burntness.
A little sweeter.
Subsided a little bit, but I mean, just it kind of neutralized the burnt taste a little bit too.
Yeah.
Just be careful. It's a good way to wake up hungover in the morning because you drank too much. When you start putting your whiskey in your beer.
All right, Jarrod. Final thoughts and your rating.
Yeah, I've bought this beer several times, so I'm a big fan of this one. Thumbs up.
Cool, Nick.
I've never been excited about a Pelican beer, and I can safely say I can continue that trend.
Yeah, that's all right.
So you're at.
I mean, it's
where's your thumb
it's a
at?
stout, right here.
Middle. All right, Dave.
Yeah.
This is one of my go-to stouts, and I really like it, so I'm gonna have a second one.
Cheers,
Aaron. What are your final thoughts and your rating?
It started good, but then the end, it burnt as a burnt sensation that I'm not a fan of.
Yes.
I only looked for it because I had to. So.
Oh, poor Aaron. Sorry.
So that's 3 up so far.
I mean, if you want a solid stout, this is definitely solid. I don't really go for stouts that often myself. Like I said, there's few exceptions. This is not one of them, but it's not terrible. I mean, if someone said, here's a 6-pack of stouts, I'm like, okay, awesome, thank you, I'll drink it. But if I've had to go out and find it again, I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, I'm never going to go looking for this beer again. Burnt jerky for life, baby. This is a full thumbs down.
Big old thumbs down right
Listen,
there.
sometimes I can
You couldn't wait.
Sometimes I can choke down a big black beer, but not tonight, baby. It's like, dude, take it out of the oven earlier. All right, Jarrod, what game are you pairing Pelican's Export Stout with?
So I thought of this at last minute. I was trying to bring Pelican stuff into it, but then I'm like, oh, I know a game that got delayed because of a big old tsunami in Japan. It was Motorstorm Apocolypse for the PS3.
Oh my god. All right. What a weird.
Back in 2011.
Yeah, I beat that game. That's a great game,
Yeah,
actually.
great game.
That's a great fucking game. But yeah, that's a funny. What a nice tie-in there.
Yeah.
All of Japan loves it. Shit. Okay. Nick DeWin. Oh, we did that at the end of the show. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Oh, we're doing top 3 list. Everyone did their list, right?
Yep.
I think I got to head out, guys.
Jarrod.
Before I go, my daughter, she's not going down without a fight, and it might take a while, so I'll probably have to head out.
That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
that's cool.
No problem.
Worries.
Before I go, though, I will drop my top 3 really quick.
Oh wait,
Dead Space.
Okay,
What?
yeah, go ahead. Well, I was gonna say, just put them in the Discord, and then I'll do them as we do the round.
Okay.
Is that
All
cool?
right,
Sounds
will
good.
do.
All right, man.
We can catch co-optional really quick before I go. Actually, I'll do that in there too. Actually, never mind.
Which dating show are we watching this week?
Yeah, put all your stuff in the Discord.
It's actually a book.
Oh, book. All right, man.
Nice.
Well, you have try and get some, take care of your daughter and try and get some sleep tonight, man.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we'll do. She's gonna wake up several times because of teething, so it'll be fun.
Yeah,
so.
nice chatting with you, man. Good luck.
Good to see you,
guys
Animal.
on
See you later.
Excited to see you on Friday.
Good to see you guys.
Take care.
Yeah.
Yep.
Iron.
Bye.
Cheers.
Life of a new father. Doesn't that look exciting, John? Don't you want to get in on that?
Sure.
Sure.
So to speak.
Sure. Why not?
I got time.
I got time.
Yeah.
All right. So this week's show, we're doing a top 3 lists of our top 3 best PS3
and 360
games of that generation.
Yeah. This is a weird.
Could you include the Wii if you really wanted to?
Oh yeah, you can include the Wii. Sorry, I should have
Is
put
that
the
generation?
Wii. It's part of that generation.
I didn't, but
I
I think this
didn't
one's a weird one, like, because I had a
My list
360.
doesn't change even if I do include the
Yeah.
I had a
yeah.
360, and Ian had a PlayStation 3, didn't you? And I
Well,
remember
there's
a lot of
the-
people had
a lot of the-
PlayStation 3s.
Yeah, but a lot of those games crossed over, and the
I
ones
had
that
both.
didn't, I played
Yeah,
at other
but,
people's
I
house. I
mean-
mean, I played Gears of War.
Yeah, I admittedly there's no Halo or Gears of War on my list. So
Oh, that's all I
Did
needed to
anyone do
hear.
a console exclusive?
Oh
on their
yeah,
list?
oh yeah, I did. Jarrod, let's kick off the list with your number
I'm
3.
gonna disappoint Dave right off the bat. My first one was Gears of War 2. That game was really great. Yeah, it was. I played it through co-op several times. The story was really well done for a bunch of beefy dudes. It's a pretty emotional story in some bits, and I really appreciated that. Video game storytelling was really, really changing and hitting its stride at that era. And I think Gears of War 2 was probably one of the really big hitters in that aspect.
you see, that didn't make it to a great game on my list. Not that it's not a good game, a seriously good game, but I didn't feel like it was the best of the generation.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
I think it really pulled it together for me because I got to play a lot of co-op with it. A lot of those favorites are usually involved in things such as that.
Yes. Cool.
Yep.
All right. I don't.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick. What's your number 3, buddy?
I'm gonna go with Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots.
Nice, yeah.
It was.
I liked it. Yeah.
No, that's a great game.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought
Ian looked disappointed. His face was like, "Yeah, fuck that."
Yeah. No, it was. My first PS3.
It's more like he stole my thunder. That's also on my list.
Well, that's why
that's
I make a
awesome.
list with 5 or 6 games on it. So when you
Great
guys
minds
steal them, I can
think
like.
alike.
No, but see, my top 3 wouldn't
I mean-
change. Sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Well, no. It was the PS3 that I bought when I finally got the PS3 was the Metal Gear Solid 4
Gunmetal Gray.
bundle pack.
No, he
Well,
got
no,
the 8 gig.
I mean it's still black, but
Oh,
He got
okay.
the 80 gig.
it was
That's what
80
sucked about
gig,
that.
but-
We paid more money for the bigger version, and we got the basic looking one. Like, what a shitty fucking thing, dude. Anyway.
Yeah, was that before they would put like the whatever kind of?
No,
on
the 40
plastic?
gig. The 40 gig was Gunmetal Gray. So there was 2 Metal Gear Solid
Oh,
SKUs
so
for the
the 40
PS3. So the
gig had
smaller
like
one had a cool looking paint.
custom shell,
Yeah, custom shell.
Custom color,
And then the more expensive one was just a standard black PS3, and it's just
lame.
like
Yeah,
so fucking lame, dude. Anyway,
you're
sorry,
like
man.
backwards.
we couldn't be arsed.
I mean, I wanted more storage anyway, so
Exactly.
I didn't really care.
Yeah.
But in any event, it was it wasn't. I mean, I wasn't even going after the game necessarily. It was just there, but because it was like a game that came with it, I decided to invest some time. I mean, it took me about a month to beat it, but it was a nice. It was a game that was great that introduced me to kind of what the PS3 could do at the time. I mean, a lot of the various cutscenes that kind of sprung up when I didn't even know how I would trigger them, but it was like a scene frying eggs that just like it. I mean, it seemed kind of random, but I mean, just kind of the way it looked was just like, wow, that's kind of impressive. Like just how it looks.
There's a whole story. Have you ever pled it again? Do you ever go back and play it again?
I tried to play it again, and I completely sucked at it. I couldn't do stealth as good as I did like the initial go through. No, it was a fantastic game. I love the story. But trying to go back through again, I mean, doing the first playthrough, like I have this thing where it's like I play through a game once, and then just the thought of going through it just kind of emotionally exhausts me. I don't really quite know how to explain it, but I eventually tried to start going back through and playing again. But it's just I for whatever reason I just wasn't as good at playing it as I was when I first played it.
Cool.
But anyway, it was just a very impressive game to
That's
me.
a great,
it was nice.
Great choice.
It was a nice intro into what the PS3 could do.
Second best Metal Gear Solid game of all time. All right, Dave, what is your number 3?
It's the game which is the reason I got an Xbox 360. It's Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That game, when I remember playing it, and then the level where you're in the AC-30. No, I'm not even talking before we even got into the multiplayer, but like the single player campaign.
That was a pretty good campaign.
That level when you're in the
Right.
AC-130, you've got the cannon and you're killing the guys in night vision and all the rest of it. It was just like, wow. That took a franchise that was kind of on its last legs and dying. And that game, the single player campaign, was just excellent. And then later on, when we started playing multiplayer local, because the funny thing is, I've never actually played that game online. I've only ever played it local co-op, where we've done the noob tube, and we played the snot out of it. But needless to say, that is one of the highlights of that generation for me.
That's funny.
Yeah, good choice.
Cool.
Yeah,
because it hits on both barrels. The multiplayer aspect is just absolutely brilliant, and the campaign is really good. And it's one of the few games I've actually played through the campaign multiple times.
I did that one on Veteran once. It sucked, but I did it. I loved it.
I've actually played
it was torture, but I loved it.
Infinity Ward.
Did you enable slow-mo mode, Dave, if you collected all the intel?
No, I never got that far.
No, I never even looked for the intel in most of those games.
No, I think I replayed it when they did the remastered version on the PlayStation 4. Was it? They gave that away.
I went through it again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what Jarrod and I were trying to do that. I bailed on that though.
I did it. That's the one I did it on. I didn't do it on.
Yeah, because like there's that moment in Veteran when you're in that fucking carousel level. Holy shit on Veteran, dude. Is that fucking shit?
One of the worst, but not the worst.
Yeah, Priorit is it the city in the Ukraine with Chernobyl, and it's like they just keep coming at you, and it's
such garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, that level's hard enough on regular.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, John.
I picked Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Pirate Life for me.
Yeah, it's a good one. I liked that one a lot.
So do you guys remember in 2000?
That's a cross-gen game too.
Yeah,
just for the record.
All my games are cross-gen. I
think all of mine are as well. So,
do you guys remember the game Sea Dogs in 2000? It was made by a Russian developer called Akela.
No, I've never even heard of Sea Dogs.
I've watched that online. Yeah.
Yeah, so that game kind of got me hooked on. Not that there's too many pirate games. I mean, there are, but it just kind of depends. I'm not really big on real-time strategy or those kind of. I know there are pirate games like that, like Port Royal and all that stuff, but Sea Dogs was kind of like the first experience where you're playing a character who, like an RPG element, and just building up your crew and your ship, and I felt like Assassin's Creed for me is kind of like the zenith of the pirate genre in terms of third person adventure game.
Were you
And then
into
also,
Assassin's Creed before that, or is this the first
oh
time?
yeah. The first I bought my first Xbox 360 game was the first Assassin's Creed game. I bought the game before I got the console.
What's funny is
yeah.
I didn't
You're
play an
slow.
Assassin's Creed until Odyssey. That's the only one I've ever
Okay.
Oh
played.
really?
Yeah,
That's
you would,
alright,
you would,
yeah.
you would, your brain would melt if you were to play one of the older ones because it's an entirely different type of game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember
Almost
seeing
obnoxious.
people playing
Almost
Black Flag, and it looked like it was a lot of fun, especially when you take your ship
Yeah.
out and you do the broadsides.
Yeah, but if you want to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about weird gimmicky movement and bug shit, like those early Assassin's Creed games when you like hit a corner and then you start, I don't know.
That's
No,
back
no,
when
There's
they
a
couldn't
balance. There is
update
a
them.
balance. There is a like, because I recently, John, at Retro, I recently bought the original because I've never played the original Assassin's Creed, so I'm
Oh,
playing it
really?
now, and it's kind of it's kind of even weirder, but.
Is
Just
it
that
boring?
style, no, but just that style of gameplay versus the new open world version is so weird. Like, it's just a,
Yeah, it's kind of more glitchy.
it's just
I felt
weird.
like
Oh yeah.
there's like weird roadblocks when you're running around and the geometry will just stop you.
Oh, and then just like, oh, I'm just too far out. I'm just too far away from this objective. We're gonna desynchronize. You have to start
Yeah.
all over, and it's just like, why is this a thing?
Yeah.
Anyway, no, Black Flag was like that's kind of a turning point. That's like the highest point for that game
Oh, I think so.
in that
I think
style of game.
I think especially now. I mean, that was right before you got into microtransactions, and that game was like I think it's worth every $60.
Probably
Like,
some of
there's
the
a lot
best
of
water
content.
too, man. Holy shit, the
Oh
water
yeah.
going on
That's
in
good.
that game is crazy.
In
You
terms
know,
of the ship modification, the content for like your skins and costumes and guns and all that stuff. I mean, now we've seen what they've done with Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey in terms of the cosmetics that they charge for them. Versus you go to Black Flag and it's like all that shit was there. You either bought it or had to earn it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that brings up a good point about this generation. I think the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 were the last generation where you got the game on the disc, and that was the game.
Yeah.
Because my Xbox 360 wasn't connected to the internet for a long time.
It's
but
the first
Oh, really?
generation also where one of the consoles was not charging for online.
yes, that was the other one, wasn't it?
Also, the first generation of console that charged for DLC, which was recently mentioned in our chat, Oblivion with horse armor.
Ah, horse armor. Cool.
Funny,
All right.
somebody mentioned Oblivion in Discord.
Yeah.
All right. My number 3 is not Oblivion, but it's definitely Skyrim.
Saw that one.
Dude, I don't know what to say about that, except that, Bethesda has only made one great game, and it's Skyrim.
How many years have you spent in that universe now, Ian?
Unfortunately, here's the problem.
Man.
Okay, so
Or hours?
on the
Yeah.
PS3 version.
Why is that only number 3?
Yeah, right.
You can't mod it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I because I went that console and I didn't go PC, and I wasn't playing it on PC until like later generation. Like I came to that way later. So like I'm only framing my Skyrim PS3 experience that was like at 125 hours.
Oh, so that doesn't
Skyrim
involve all the
Vanilla is
modding
your
and
number
stuff.
It doesn't.
three?
So
too.
I'm valuing it in just that generation, not
Wow.
my later obsession PC.
Nice glitchy version of the PS3 Skyrim.
The save file glitch, all that kind of shit. Like it, So it's the only game I've ever played where I was sitting there playing it, and then late at night, and then I would just like fell over and just fell asleep playing it. Like it was literally. I was
Yeah.
playing this so
I
much.
ended up playing that game twice through completion just to get the platinum because one of the trophies glitched.
Wow.
I loved it though. I had so much fun.
I only played it once for 120 some 175. I don't know 150. Let's say 150 hours. So that's my number 3. Really enjoyed the game. It is complete garbage looking in comparison to like the PC and the modding version. Really, when I gave the version, I don't have my version anymore. I gave it to my brother so he could play it on his PlayStation. Yeah.
That's the other thing about the PC version. They've constantly update. You know, you can update it easier.
So, anyway, Jared, number 2.
So first, I'd like to get Aaron. Aaron just posted.
Oh,
his,
Aaron. Aaron.
List. So he chose Dead Space for his first one.
Space torture porn.
I'm with him on that. Dead Space original was awesome, and we've talked about that probably on every episode for a long time. So we don't have to go much into that. But mine,
plus the remake's coming.
2,
No, we do need to say like the remake is coming. So if you
the remake is going to be soon.
So, did you see the dude?
Yeah, he did. He abides.
Gave the list as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. You want to
in
read
the
that
Couch Co-op show?
Oh, what's going on?
The dude.
His number 3 is Connect
Party for the 360 with the Kinect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I see.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have never played a Kinect game. I think I might have done it in the store one time. You know, like
I went to an event. It was like an outdoor event, and they had me. They had like the one that was in the inner tube or whatever, or Dance Central or whatever it was. And when I got in there, it was Dance Central. I'm like, God damn it!
I think I forgot about that peripheral like Microsoft did.
Yeah, what's Kinect? Come on. All right, my number 2 is another 2. It's Borderlands 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sirree. I spent a lot of goddamn time in that. I probably spent more than 100 hours in that in the PS3, and on PS4 I also completed the game again. So it's like a game that I just really enjoy wandering around in and shooting stuff.
Well, that is a side note.
Feels really good.
It was a great game, but I only played it on the PlayStation 4, and the Saints Row the 4 was the same deal. I only played it after this, even though they came out, and I really enjoyed those games. I don't include them.
Yeah.
I didn't have them at the time.
It makes sense. I get you. But yeah, Borderlands 2. It's always going to be one of my favorite games. Yeah, solid game. A lot of great multiplayer memories in one of my apartments that I had Ian as a roommate and one of my friends Matt as a roommate. We all played that together.
And the cat that screwed anything.
The cat that fucked his pillow every day.
I bought that when I was living with Bryn. Borderlands came out.
Yeah,
it came out in
I played online with you.
2012.
Yeah, I did split screen with Matt. Yeah, so it's.
I used to I had like every character, and like I would just like get a character and then like play split screen by myself and take the new character and run it out into the one area and then just like kill these dudes and just power level that character just like and then just like anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Such a great game. It's so fun.
All right, Nick, number 2.
Jared's pick is a great game. And unfortunately, I only came to that late. But in relation to what Jarrod picked, I'm picking Borderlands 1 because
it's almost better.
Also fun.
Well,
yes.
No. I mean, it was a lot of fun when I picked it up. And shout out to Jarrod for helping me through my second playthrough with Roland and finishing that. It was just a lot of fun. It kind of introduced me into the idea of kind of like a first-person kind of role-playing,
first-person Diablo
aspect.
Yeah,
sure. I hadn't played Diablo at the time yet.
They did such a good job with the weapons on both of those games. It's
and
memorable and distinctive.
And not to mention, it made me like the song by Cage the Elephant too.
Yeah, so, yeah. The intros to those games were fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on 3, I think.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll find out later.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna play tonight.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Yep.
No,
yes, please.
Somebody backing out.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I was going to talk about Borderlands 1 a little bit because Bill and I used to play that game all the time, and then he had a glitch. There's like a thing where you can get this like crazy weapon, or you can do some kind of weapon modding, and it can carry over to the PS3 in the first one. I don't know how it happened, but you could make it happen. I don't know if I don't think the game, it's not crossplay, I don't think. So I don't know how you were able to make it
that's
happen.
weird.
But you were able to like do some kind of weapon glitching. So you could like
Some weird save file stuff.
And then there was also the way you could sneak into the one of the vaults again and get a bunch of weapons without actually defeating the guy. There's a bunch of weird hacks.
I remember that, like weird, yeah.
There's a bunch of hacks that Bill knew. We used to do that all the time. So that was a great game. 2 is just vastly superior.
One was also great.
I'm not arguing that,
but I think I had like a lot of great moments with 1. So that's where
great characters too. I love the characters. Mordecai. I even dressed up as Mordecai for Halloween one year.
Well,
you did. I remember that.
Yeah. But I'm a Borderlands 2 because I'm a Siren player, and I prefer Maya over what's her name?
Lilith.
Yeah.
Lilith. Yeah.
I was 0 in part 2.
Anywho,
I mean, if I played more Borderlands 2, like when it, I bought it for the computer or on PC on Steam, like maybe a little bit after it came out, but I didn't invest a lot of time into it. I mean, it wasn't until I my PS4 and then I ended up getting the Handsome Collection that I actually really like dove into Borderlands 2, and that kind of sucks because it's like, here's this great game that I clearly missed out on. And
I couldn't imagine that's the only game you've missed out on. I've missed out on a ton of games. There's just no time to get. I think
I've spent more time in Borderlands 1 though. Really, I think. Well, that's hard to say.
I have too, but it's nice. It's a nice comfort to like. I even bought like the upgraded 4K version for the PS4, God. It's just kind of fun to go back and like kind of replay it again too.
Jared, did you ever pick up Borderlands 2 VR?
I didn't, because it never comes down in price. It's always like 40 or more. It's not something I want to do because I've played through it so many times. I'm not going to play through that whole long ass game in VR.
I'm just curious. What do we do in VR?
Yeah.
All right.
I bet it'd be interesting because I like different art styles. Like a lot of games will try to do like realistic and whatever. It's whatever, cool. But I think that's kind of comic booky, like drawn style would look really cool.
Cool. Anything else you want to say?
Kind of fun too.
Nick, any other points?
No, just the humor of the game.
Go Borderlands,
Go Borderlands.
Yeah. Bring it.
I honestly believe that I don't think Tiny Tina's Wonderland of whatever. I don't think it's sold as well as they were hoping. That's why it hasn't come down in price really. I think it's because it doesn't have.
I just bought it for $30.
It needs to say Borderlands. Yeah, but
I want it.
I do want it, but like, anyway.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave, number 2.
Number 2.
Speaking about games with humor, mine is South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Okay,
there we go.
Awesome. Yeah, we all had a lot of fun with that one.
Game. Like the writing on that was in point. That last level where the balls are swinging, and it's just so. Yeah, and there's just so many like bad, like it just pushes the boundaries in so many ways in the way that only South Park seems, or not only, but like that South Park's really good at. And I was really disappointed. Not really disappointed, but the sequel wasn't as good. But the Stick of Truth, man.
I think you're the only one that's played the sequel.
Aaron did. No, Aaron did.
Oh, okay, Aaron did.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the sequel's all right, but the Stick of Truth, man, that game is just so funny, and it just takes all the RPG kind of tropes and twists them a little, and has a lot of fun with it. And it's just a great game.
You know, the saddest thing about that game is that like kind of once you beat it, you're kind of actually done with it. There's like nothing else to go back and do. And I always felt like that kind of sucked because it'd be kind of cool if you could keep kind of playing, but like once it's over, unless you're gonna play it again.
Yeah, I mean the story
not like
is
Borderlands.
Yeah.
But yeah, replayability maybe not so much, but they really knocked it out of the park
100%.
for a South Park game. Not even for a South Park game, but it's just such a good game, and there's so many memorable scenes in it. It's just
What got me to play
I
a type of
remember
game that I don't
seeing-
like. Like I'm
I
not,
remember
I'm not into
interviews
turn-based.
with Trey Park and Matt Lewis. Like they're used to comedy
Matt
that's
Stone.
like quick and all right, yeah, Stone. But comedy that's like quick and on demand. You know, they're writing these episodes of South Park like the night they air them. And this video game, you know, they're writing these jokes years before the game even comes out. So it's like a way different kind of challenge, and they nailed it.
Just
really
all the
did.
like riffing on the Lord of the Rings and like, you know, all the
Well, some of it they also had
Mhm.
like a lot of references to just like previous episodes and stuff too. So it's like
Yeah, I mean,
they had like
Brian
a pool of,
Botano was there, and
yeah,
they had like a
such
pool
a
of like
rich game.
references
And the
from-
aliens are there. I mean, it's like
the cows.
And of course, Canada. You can never forget about Canada.
Oh, I love how Canada's like this fucking retro
8-bit.
garbage.
I'd actually not remembered that. I had forgotten about it, but yeah,
Yeah,
you go
that
to
was awesome.
Canada and it's like 8-bit Zelda.
I'd say it's worse than that, but yes.
Yeah, that game's really good. Everybody should play that.
But yeah, I mean, so
choice.
that's just a real standout for me.
Mm-hmm.
This one was really easy. I just opened the drawer and looked at my Xbox 360
Yeah.
games. Went bit.
Yeah,
and
you
I was
still have
done.
all that stuff.
I still have all that stuff. I have like a wealth. All right, John, number 2.
Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Oh.
Yeah, Bad Company was great.
Yeah. That's like one of my favorite Battlefield games.
I think it's everybody's. Isn't it everybody's favorite Battlefield?
Yeah,
I mean, I've never
pretty
played.
much.
I have no frame
And
of
they
reference.
won't do a sequel for some stupid ass reason. They're failing so miserably on their other games. They
Wasn't
just
that the
haven't done
2-player
another
co-op
Bad
one?
Company. Yeah, I think it was 2-player. Was it 2-player?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it had a co-op like campaign.
I
I
totally
want to
was
say that
just
was one of those ones I missed because I wasn't online, and you know, I only had an X.
Honestly,
I
now
just remember the
that
multiplayer.
Vince is in control of, like, he's like been in charge of like trying to save Battlefield, I think we might actually get the Battlefield company whatever, because like, I mean, Respawn, you know, they like to give you what you want, so I feel like now that the Battlefield execs are out and he's taking charge, you might get it actually at some point.
That'd be cool.
Anyway, talk about the game. I don't know anything about the game.
Well, I forgot I even had a single player until I was kind of reading up about Bad Company 2 earlier today. I just remember the multiplayer, just playing Rush and how the battlefield kept growing bigger and bigger the longer, the more the offensive progressed through the objectives.
Reverse Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Huh.
What's Battle Royale?
That's where it shrinks.
The Steam page says it's single player. So I don't know.
Maybe there wasn't a campaign. Maybe you guys are
Yeah,
thinking something different.
No, there was a single player aspect to that game.
Yeah,
I didn't play
it's
much
weird.
of it.
Maybe the
remember
servers
doing
are just
co-op on the
offline, so
game.
they had to update that.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a chance. That's a thing. All right.
But yeah, I have just a lot of memories playing with friends in high school. Like one memory I have in particular is like, do you guys remember those compilation albums of when Pop Goes Punk? Do you remember those? Or have you guys heard of that before? So it's
I think they've maybe not Pop Goes Punk, but I've seen like Punk Goes Acoustic or something. Like I think
oh, that's funny.
what was
I
the
haven't heard of
band?
that one.
Well, no, there was one song by Sugar Cult that they did acoustic that I just remember hearing. But I mean, that's like mid 2000s. But
I remember my friends and I were charging a hill, and I was listening to a punk cover of "Toxic" by Britney Spears because it's more of a metal.
Britney, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just have a memory of feeling like hardcore charging up this hill.
I hear
listening
she's
to
going
metal
hardcore.
music. Hey.
No.
No, Britney, she's getting all naughty and nasty. Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen her Instagram page?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Oh, Jarrod.
No, thank you.
I haven't.
I haven't, but
I'm sure it's
Well,
very
now,
much
now
a
I
environment
might,
home.
pull
yeah,
pull
now
it up on the phone here.
Jarrod and I'll be checking it out after the show.
I mean, while you're talking about Bad Company too,
Is
I
it
got something to
toxic?
do.
No.
No, it's pretty. It's dated for sure.
Funny.
Anyway, Bad Company 2. Do you ever play Bad Company 1? Was that for the same?
Yeah, I played the
Yeah.
single campaign, but Bad Company 2 kind of, from what I heard of Bad Company 2, they pretty much, it was just what you would hope in a sequel, bigger and better from the first.
I heard that the characters are pretty cool in that game. No, I've seen remember people
the
saying
single player.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine.
I thought they were
you're not
endearing,
really.
like
That's
endearing.
not a game you're playing for the single player campaign.
Huh.
You're playing it for the multiplayer for the most part.
It's Battlefield for you.
But I also remember that was the first game that I played that the sniper would. You had bullet drop.
Oh.
Which was funny because it was only for the sniper. If you went assault class or anything else, it seemed like your bullets could go straight across the map.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
sniper,
It just never fell down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this this is like a game I should probably get for my PS3?
Yeah. Why not?
Probably should.
But Jarrod, didn't you say they shut the servers down?
I don't know.
No, but for single player.
Just the Steam page said single player, but I don't know.
I
There's
remember the
probably
single
other
player
ways to
campaign being
verify
good.
it.
I remember They have all the Battlefield games on Game Pass, Ian. So you can just play it on Game Pass.
Yeah, my Game Pass.
And I have.
Well, are they all on PC Game Pass? Or are they all on Xbox Game Pass?
I don't know. I don't have a PC.
See, I don't.
Well, they have EA as part of that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So I've got bad company. I've got this game on Origin too, by the way.
Here's the problem with Game Pass. I get it, and then I never use it. Thankfully, it only cost me $1, but I get it, and I look at the games, and it's like, I'm just gonna go sit in front of my TV instead.
You could treat it like any streaming service. You just re-up for a month and then just
that's what I do.
It.
Yeah. Anytime there's like a big like when Microsoft's gonna drop like Starfield, I'll get it for $1 for a month, and then I'll play Starfield, and Starfield only cost me $1. Thank God for PC. But anytime I get it outside of that, I just never use it. So yeah. Anyway, Bad Company. My number 2 is the superior RPG, in my opinion, to Skyrim, which is Mass Effect 2. Come on, baby.
I think that was one that was gonna be on one of my lists.
Game.
That is Aaron's number 1.
This game is fucking. I mean, I never played the first Mass Effect, and I heard
first one was good.
Still,
but it had some
still have never played it.
Great story beats. Saren is such a cool character.
But I was like, I really wanted. Mass Effect 2 finally broke exclusivity and came to PS3. I got it on launch, and I felt like the game started at a point that, like, Shepard's like dying in space, and then they reconstruct her.
Awesome intro.
Spoilers,
so good.
And the game just blew my mind. I played through that game like 3.5, 4 times.
Heck, I've played that intro probably 15 times. It's just such a great intro.
I was going for the platinum. I had to play it on like crazy hardened mode, and I just got stuck.
Yeah,
so like I think that's my half. So like 3.5 is like this. I don't want to deal with this. Like, because like that's when you start to hate games. Like when you get like really stuck and you're just like, I don't want to go. But I like that game enough to attempt it. So
yeah.
I love that game, dude.
That game was great. Like Mass Effect 1 was a good game. Mass Effect 2, they took away all the stuff. The only thing I didn't like about Mass Effect 2 compared to Mass Effect 1 was Mass Effect 1 had a bit more customization in the weapons.
Yeah.
But they also rounded quite a lot of the rougher edges from Mass Effect 1.
And then any game that is pro-sex is pro with me. That just
there's got to be banging in
play it like an adult.
I do plan to play one. I keep waiting for like the legendary edition is like down to like $25 here and there. I'm just waiting for it. I'm also kind of fearful that like PS Plus might actually give it away for us for free at some point. So I'm just kind of hanging around. I'm gonna play the original one at some point. I'll probably play through the entire trilogy again.
I have a 360 in the copy of it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I want the
you
up-res.
You have a 360, Ian?
I have a 360. No, I want to get the legendary because that's the up-res version.
Yeah,
so I want to get
of course.
So, I want to, and I would play all through that again. But like Mass Effect 2 is awesome, so that's my number 2 pick. Jarrod, number 1.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, number 2 from
number 2.
Do you want to do Aaron?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Aaron is number 2 is God of War 3,
the classic
awesome.
RPG God of War 3.
Yeah. God of War 3, and the dude chose Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain. Ugh.
Yeah, Heavy Rain was solid. I
never played it. I couldn't.
That wasn't a bad game. But I wouldn't say it was the best I've ever.
Hey, son.
I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, Jason.
I only know that
Jason!
joke. I only know that joke because I watched it on YouTube. That's how I know
Yeah.
that joke. Because like
Yeah.
everyone was like talking, making fun of this Heavy Rain Jason thing, and then I was like went to watch it, and it's like, oh, it's literally like that.
Press X to Jason. Yeah.
Okay,
It's weird that they named a. It's weird that they named a game after a level in Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what's
wait,
number
Fire
one for you then,
Funny.
Jared?
So,
wait, what
it's-
was the dudes? Oh, Heavy. Sorry, we're making fun
Yeah.
of it. My bad.
Yeah.
So
go-
it's my only
Jason.
not number 2. It's Red Dead Redemption.
Nice. You
What-
took
Yeah.
my
You see,
yeah,
I've
what
only
disappointment.
Love
played,
Red Dead
I've
Redemption.
only played that
disappointment
during
in
the
my heart.
pandemic, and that was a really good game. I
It's
really
really
enjoyed
good.
it,
The
but I didn't
music
play it
hits.
in its time.
Yeah, the music hits
It-
just right. Everything.
That's
I
your
love the
number
story
one?
beats. I played with a posse online. You know, we had the 6-person
hell yeah.
posse. We played tons of that. We had so much fun. Even doing like
I
the
even
DLC.
played with Jarrod on there.
Yeah. Even the DLC we did like that. What zombie? They had like a zombie version.
Undead Nightmare?
Yeah, Undead Nightmare. All that online shit was so much fun. We played the hell out
That
of
game would have
that.
been great if it just started at Mexico.
Uh,
I mean, it takes
oh
so
man, come on!
fucking
Then you
long
would.
to
Then
get
that
going.
song,
Yeah.
"The Compass," wouldn't have hit when you're going to Mexico because you got fucked.
It has a
You
great.
know,
I will
like
say
that
this: Red
game
Dead
is
has
so good.
a great ending.
Yeah,
does. That
I
ending's
love
awesome.
everything about that game. It's so good.
I wouldn't
I
say
love it
awesome. I
with
would just say
Jack.
it's a good ending.
Well, good for you.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, that's your problem.
Fuck Rockstar, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that game. That
Really?
for my
More
for
than that?
PS3
That's
is
crazy.
my number one.
That's
Wow.
my number one too.
No.
Nice, man. Yeah, good.
You people.
Wow.
There's a lot of games I love,
must
and
be-
it's
it
hard
must
to
be Nick's-
consolidate. in
Must
the
be
top
Nick's number
3.
one.
It's not, but no. But no, I mean, I mean, it's part of it's a timing issue, but no, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Jared, there were some frustrating parts though playing it online. I've probably expressed them before, where playing online and somebody kills me, and then I spawn and like
Somebody kills you.
Again.
no, the same person comes around and kills me before I
Yeah.
even get my bearings, and then I respawn again, and that same motherfucker just comes back around and uses
That's
torment, and
why
it's
it
like,
was
then I
really
just throw
fun.
my controller up in the air, and
Yeah. That's why it was
Yeah.
really only fun with a posse. You actually had to create, big old group. We got that massive group together and we just wailed. And like other posses would come and you just fuck around in the cities and shoot each other down, and you just keep rinsing and repeating. It was so much fun. Just an online shooter with an open world.
Mhm.
So
Cool.
yeah,
All right.
I'd do that again. If it's impossible to get 6 people together at once at this point, but
It's impossible to get
in
6
my
people on this
20s,
show.
yeah, in my 20s, like
Sustained.
everybody was playing games and everybody had the similar games and shit like that, so you were able to grab any of these games and people would just like jump in with you. So it was a lot easier back then. But like, oh man, yeah, 6 people together just dicking around in Red Dead's world was so fun.
Cool. Nick, what's your number one? I think I know, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, who wants to take bets on this?
Is it the new? It's New Vegas.
no,
yes.
it's a OG. It's 3.
No,
it's
it's not.
Fallout 3.
Oh, okay, Fallout 3.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I didn't play New Vegas on the PS3.
that's right. That's right.
No, it is Fallout
It's free on Amazon Prime right now through GOG.
It is.
3.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll just I'd rather fire up the PC. But in any event, yes, Fallout 3 is my number one, just because more so, like, I didn't actually do a lot of replay on the PS3. I actually played a lot more of it on the PC, because reloads on the PC are a game changer versus playing it on PS3. But
Oh, I bet.
I just want to. I gotta say though, my first time playing Fallout 3 on the PS3 was kind of just like one of those life moments. I think I've mentioned it a couple of times on here before. Just my first time playing, I jumped in, and then 6 hours later, and I blew off like a friend's birthday party for this. Because I just got. I mean, whatever, they were doing a thing down at the who gives a fuck?
Yeah, F it.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just like I just kind of just like dove in, and then 6 hours later, it's like, oh well, shit! I didn't realize I was playing for 6 hours. I mean, I realized I blew off a social engagement, but I don't know. It immediately sucked me in. It was awesome because my roommate he was a big Fallout fan from like an OG Fallout
1 and
I
2.
was gonna ask
Yeah.
you if you were a fan of like
Yeah.
the games before that, the franchise before that.
I mean, I played them later.
But not
I
initially.
No, no, Fallout 3 was like my first foray into the series, but I mean, I've got them on Steam, but I'm absolutely horrible at them, so
It's a
I
different type
haven't
of
really
game,
gotten
totally.
in.
Yeah.
No, they're absolutely different, but they do remind me of another game that I had like a trial for back in the 90s, but just to go back to Fallout 3 and him, just him watching, because I had like a big, kind of like a big LCD TV at the time, and even when he got Fallout 3, because I was playing his copy of it, uh, he was playing on like kind of like an older CRT TV. And so when he got to like see it on my TV, like it even inspired him. He's like, "Oh shit, this game looks completely different." And like, playing on like an old CRT, he's like, "Well, it was kind of a letdown for him." He's like, "Oh, it is what it is." But then he saw it on my TV, and then it kind of inspired him to start playing. So it almost like inspired like a little bit of a fight. I mean, not like a fight, because I mean we're both,
Competition.
we're both child men, but
Aren't we all child
it,
men?
it, we were both competing for
Look at my
TV time to
room. I
play
am
the
clearly a
game.
Yeah,
child of
it's
man.
like your own version of a console war.
Well,
Right, but it's a little different when you're fighting for television resource
Yeah.
time. So it was just I don't know. It was kind of like it reinvigorated me into gaming. Like even though I mentioned like the the Metal Gear Solid game a couple years ago. I mean, that was great for about a month, and then just there was some other like I initially bought the PS3 for Theft Auto, but
That
I
game's
mean,
awful.
not to say fuck Rock. Well, whatever. I know you hate. I
I
mean,
don't hate him.
I like
I just don't like that game.
I
5's
okay.
better than 4.
No, and of course it is. But I mean, the all-time best is San Andreas. But
No, Vice City.
I
Dude,
mean,
what?
we'll save it for another time.
Yeah.
Best
But
Rockstar
it's
game.
just Okay, whatever. But Grand Theft Auto 4 it was good, but it wasn't. I mean, it didn't offer a
Hey,
whole lot
cousin, you want
more. But
I think Grand Theft Auto 4 is that's high up on my list. I've been playing
yeah,
it
that was a
recently.
contender for
No.
mine.
The
But
voice acting is actually, I think it's
No.
really good voice acting. Like
no, and I
Nico.
love the soundtrack for the game too. Like, I mean,
No, it has the weakest soundtrack.
There's a couple. Well, I like
You don't like
the
Ye,
songs.
man? That was Ye back when he was, the best.
Anyway. Back when he wasn't as
That's
But I
racist.
mean,
Yeah, before before Twitter. Kanye before
Uh-huh.
Twitter.
I'm gonna call you up randomly and see if you want to go bowling.
Yeah, right? I hope so.
Um,
Will your wife let you?
All right. How about
Anyway,
we move
Nick-
along
All right,
to
all right,
Dave's
all right.
number
No.
one?
yeah, I'm sorry. So
But Nick brings up an interesting point. This is the generation. When I got my Xbox 360, I was playing it on the CRT, and
Oh
it
yeah.
didn't have a HDMI port on it. You had to get the
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
free component, and then I actually got a second. Well, I got the Red Rings of Death, and then the one they sent me had the HDMI on the back, I think, and by then I had a flat screen TV. So that was the other thing that happened this generation.
Yeah,
Was a lot of
that's
people
right.
went
Yeah,
from
it's just-
CRTs to LC, what we would call high def now, but it was probably
Mhm.
720p.
Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, I mean, for Jake, he's like, wow, this is almost a completely different playing experience for him. So I mean, he loves Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, which is weird because you don't hear a lot of OG Fallout guys say that, but it for him it just it yeah, it was just kind of it reinvigorated him.
Anyway, yeah. So
Stuff,
I
but
think I think this generation of consoles sold a lot of LCD TVs. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah,
can anyone guess what my number one is? There's
Oh,
only
I
one
can.
game.
I can.
XCOM.
No, I'm gonna go Saboteur. Oh
XCOM.
no, we went XCOM. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that was a game I loved way back in the early '90s, the original one.
and that was a
And
game
I really
that I was
wanted a
referencing
sequel
just
to.
as
And they finally made a sequel, and it wasn't disappointing, and it was awesome.
Was it awesome?
Yeah, it's great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like it.
How
So,
many times did you
Dave,
play through
just-
that, Dave? Just once?
Oh no, because I bought the what was it? The something with Enemy Within, which was
That's right.
it was the same game. It just had an expansion pack and a few more levels. And I think I've played through it 3 or 4 times now at least.
Okay.
Did you name
that's
any of
great.
your soldiers us? Like Ian, Jarrod?
I think I did the first time and we all died.
Oh, you killed
Yeah.
us
Horrible
all.
deaths.
Mm.
So I don't label the soldiers like my friend back in England, Rahul. You know, he labels all the soldiers after family members, and I'm like, no, that's not
So
good.
They're all gonna die.
I named us all, and then we all died, and then I just started naming them all porn stars.
Yeah.
so
I'm a
Dave,
bit too suicidal. I send them all out front, you know.
XCOM.
Dave, can I ask you a question about XCOM? You mentioned you play
XCOM.
these.
XCOM.
Yes, make fun of him for his accent, please, because that makes him feel.
That was a joke
Um,
during that
Yeah.
time period, guys.
It was.
Was it
Yeah.
Bill?
Okay.
Who started that?
I can't remember who it was, but XCOM.
I think it was Bill.
Yeah.
Anyway, you
Sounds
were
But,
asking something. Yeah.
Yes. So the initial XCOM series, was it kind of an isometric, top-down, turn-based
Yeah.
sort of game?
It was isometric, so
So not all too dissimilar from the first 2 Fallout games.
I've never played those, so I wouldn't know. But if you ever
Oh,
play a
wow.
game called Laser Squad, that's like a real early version of it. It's by the same guy, and then he went on.
I was asking because I had an old XCOM demo that I would play every once in a while, and when I finally got around to like playing the first 2 Fallout games, that it immediately reminded me of that demo. So I was just, but I never actually got like any of the XCOM games, so I was just kind of curious if that was
Well, the Fallout games
how the
turn-based?
early series. Yes, they were.
Oh, are they really? I guess I've never played them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never played.
I was
turn-based
looking
and they
online.
had, like,
You can buy the collection for like less than $10.
I'm not gonna do any of that.
1 and 2 and like whatever the middle
Listen,
one was.
there's only one Fallout I play, and it's my Fallout. And it's
Anyway,
very
XCOM was
naughty.
my number one just because it was a game series. When I heard they were going to reboot it, I'm like a bit apprehensive and all the rest of it, but they did such an awesome job, and they really did like bring that game series back to life. And then XCOM 2 was great.
Just out of curiosity, was
do
XCOM 2
you
better
like
than 1?
it for like because it has stakes? Like you have
Stakes.
risks. Every move you make has like,
Partly
big
that I
drawbacks
just
or
like the
benefits,
turn-based nature of it. But in answer to Ian's question, XCOM 2, I wouldn't necessarily say it's better, but XCOM 1 would have these jumps in difficulty as the campaign went on, and they were like almost vertical cliffs sometimes, whereas XCOM 2 is more of a kind of steady progression up the slope.
Yeah,
Did you ever play that shooter, Dave? The XCOM shooter?
he did.
Yeah, the Bureau. I played that. That wasn't bad.
That's
That had some
interesting.
elements of it. You could like send the guys left and right to try and get. And then I played the Chimera
PC,
Squad.
yeah.
That was really that one was actually really good. That was kind of shorter because the levels weren't. They were like you're just trying to clear a room basically, or 2 or 3 rooms in a row.
It was a cheaper game
So-
too, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was really good. I enjoyed that. I played that during the early days of the pandemic. So
That never left PC,
So
did
then
it?
I have a question. And this is like totally kind of a little bit, but they're making another strategy game, turn-based strategy game, but it's an X-Men, or it's like a Marvel Comics version. So like they're not doing an XCOM, they're doing like this Marvel comic. What is it called? Marvel Sun
something Sun. Yeah,
something
Rising
Suns, Rising Suns, or
Yeah.
would you
something
play
like
that even if
Iberian Sun.
even if the skins are like comic book characters?
Possibly. One of the other things I always enjoyed about XCOM was when I first played the original one. It was just when the X-Files was getting big and that like early 90s alien invasion, and it all kind of tied into that. And so where I always liked that kind of idea
Midnight
in the
Suns.
universe. So I was already primed for that, and then the strategy bit. Like I went back and played the original, and it still holds up, but there are times when your ship lands and there'll just be one alien you can't see, and as you come out the ship, they've just got cover fire on you.
Right.
And so it's not a perfect game, the original, but it is a lot of fun. I've beaten it 3 or 4 times.
Well, I was just curious if like if it mattered what the skin was over the gameplay, because like obviously they're doing this Marvel game to get more people to play it, but ostensibly it's like what the new XCOM would have been, you know?
Yeah,
Because it's this.
I know what you mean. They're just putting Marvel on it. It depends on what they do with it, you know. I mean, it'd probably be a good game, but
yeah, it's coming out soon.
Anyway, what's your number one, Ian?
No, it's John first. John, number one.
Yeah.
Was it John?
Number one.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, he already mentioned it, but
Yeah, he did.
I got backups. I'll just do a backup one.
Wait, what was the original? What was the original?
Well, it was Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, that's
Was the
fine.
original
Okay,
one.
well, I wanted to know for sure. So there was 2.
well,
2
maybe he
votes.
has a different perspective on it.
Yeah. Do you have a different perspective?
It's just voice acting and the characters were really fun. The gameplay was great. It's funny with this generation. It's kind of like you could really see that video games are kind of going up like this, and then they kind of hit. I feel like in some ways they hit a plateau with PS4 and Xbox One, and and then current Nintendo PC.
Right, because this is where you really saw that standard def to high def change. Like the graphics literally changed,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think now, like, I listened to you and Dave's talk about the decline of video games. I know you didn't title that, but that's essentially what you're talking about.
Like
is
the burnout?
I don't think it's burnout. I think it's just the quality is just not there like it used to, because it's just it's become way more corporate than even it was 10 years ago. Just kind of saying a lot. But I know I'm getting off track. So the number one for me, it's either going to be, I'm going to do 2. It's going to be Far Cry 3 or Left 4 Dead series. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, since they both came out, and
those are good options.
Yeah. I mean, what a great generation. It's stupid how hard it is to even create a top 3 list. It's ridiculous.
Dude, I bought Far Cry 3 remastered for PS4 for like $4.99. What a trash game.
I loved it when it came out, man.
I know Jarrod and Dave loved it.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't think I've played 3.
Oh, really?
I know
maybe it was just
4 is the one I've played with
maybe just
I didn't
Jarrod.
like
which
4.
is in pirate. Is it?
Maybe it was John.
It was the one with Voss on the island.
Yeah.
Voss.
I don't think
pretty
I think
crazy.
I only played it 4 onwards. So
Yeah. Okay.
and I'm kind of tired of that
Let's
series.
come to this
but-
native island and as a white guy and be a white savior, and it's just so like.
I don't
know,
see
maybe I have
what's
played
wrong
that
with
one.
I don't see what the problem is.
Oh yeah, it's like everything else, right? White guys.
Well,
save
when
the
you're
world.
Jesus, there's no problem with that.
Yeah.
but
white
Yeah. Totally.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But Far Cry.
Well, let's
3
not
is-
gloss over the Left 4 Dead.
Dude,
Yeah. Left 4 Dead
choice.
was awesome. I love those
Yeah.
games.
Left 4 Dead
It's
is
so fun.
that's
Yeah.
a great game.
I played it
Yeah.
exactly
I mean, I
once
played
with
it on
Jarrod.
Steam, but
yeah,
I played it on
think
Xbox.
I'm with Ian. I think I played it once with Jarrod, or played it
was
with
so fun. And
Left 4 Dead
Jason's
2 is
place
great
probably
'cause they have
because
a
we all had
character
it.
named
Jason's
Nick.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jarrod and I, it's our infamous taco night where we ordered like 20, 30 tacos at Jack in the
Yeah.
Box. And they're
Seriously?
like, serious? I was like, yes.
And then it was like the
then we just sat
Bellagio
there
fountains
and then we
the
just
next
played.
morning.
We
You
just
guys were big spenders.
we just played Left 4 Dead all night and ate shitty
Yeah, we had
tacos.
so much goddamn fun.
Sir, that's
That
going to be
series
like
is awesome.
$20. Are you sure you want to make that big of a purchase here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit here. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Anyway,
Those weird greasy tacos. They were
cool.
so good.
My
your
number
number one,
one
Ian?
is Nick.
Ian,
already
what's your
mentioned
number
it.
one?
Nick already mentioned it, but it's my number one game of all of the generation is Metal Gear Solid 4, baby. That game is classic. And as you guys were talking about playing on CRT, I actually played it for the first time on my Sony 27-inch Trinitron CRT that I had to give back to my ex-wife that one time that day at Jason's apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I had to drop it off and she came to
Yep.
pick it up. I don't know. Anyway, I played that on that TV, and
Yeah.
that game blew my mind.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, the cinematics were nuts, and a lot of people complained about how long some of the cinematics were, and that was one of the first games that taught
Did they
you.
play Metal Gear Solid
this,
2?
I
This
know, I was
new
like-
generation of games was going to take a long time to install on the hard drive. They even had him smoking, like just chill, like, hey, go make a
I
sandwich.
feel like a lot of times game fucking critics are
Yeah.
just fucking like they're looking for something to write about because let's
Yeah,
be honest,
whiny.
if you knew Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear Solid 2, when you get into Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid 3, if you're like, oh, if you're new to this, then sure, but like if you're supposed to be a game critic, you know what you're getting your fucking self into. You
Yeah.
know what's gonna
If you
fucking
play Metal
happen. You're
Gear
not
Solid
fucking
2,
retarded.
you know you can put the controller down for an hour and go and get a beer and sit back and kick back.
Not me. I fucking watch that shit like locked in. You know, I'm holding my
Hey.
fucking piss, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's when like in like what PS4 generation when you could actually pause cutscenes that everything changed. But
Then you would get a beer.
but back then,
Yeah.
man, you guys just fucking hold it. It's like, oh my god, it's still going. Oh my god, can I just need to go? But no, I love that game. And then like when I finally got access to like a big ass like flat screen HD television, I played it again. You know,
Yeah.
and I love that
Looked
character.
beautiful.
I love that game. I mean, I'm on the side that I prefer Solid Snake over Big Boss. So like, I prefer the 2-4, those
Yeah.
games versus the Snake Eater, and I definitely, obviously not Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
But that's my number one. Honorable
Nice.
mentions.
Well, wait, we got
we got
the
the other
You got
guys.
Aaron's number one, but
yeah,
I stole it.
Oblivion, Elder Scrolls.
Oh, that's
Let's
the dudes.
Let's do some
Oblivion, which I could not get into. I tried to play
Yeah,
that.
I played a little bit of it on the Xbox, but I
It's no
was into
Skyrim.
a lot of other things.
It's no Skyrim.
And
then-
Aaron
Morrowind.
chose Mass Effect 2.
Great
So
choice,
we've
buddy.
talked
Mass
plenty
Effect
about
2
that.
is
Yeah,
awesome.
good one.
Anyway,
Totally.
honorable mentions.
I've got Red Faction Guerrilla.
Great game.
That was an awesome game. Rocksmith, which I really
Nice.
enjoyed and
Nice.
played the guitar with, and that was just something really different. I've got Saboteur, which I know Ian and I have talked about before. Black and White, Liberate Paris. The Portal games,
Oh,
even though those are not originally on those
Portal-
consoles,
Portal
they
2
were
was.
PC.
No,
I thought they
Portal
were
2 was.
PC first.
No, Portal 2 wasn't.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, I got Grand Theft Auto 4, and then Warhawk.
Oh, Warhawk, baby.
Yeah,
Warhawk
multiplayer only
On the
yeah.
PlayStation 3, a game I never played, like I never owned, because
Dude, fucking
we used to play
Valve.
all.
Valve made the Steam overlay for PS3 on Portal 2.
Yeah,
like-
and they never
was
did
it?
anything.
They
else
never did
with that
anything with it,
integration.
but they did
Yeah,
it. They did it on
sucks.
Portal 2. So like when I played Portal 2 on my PS3 and then I log into Steam, it would show my time played Portal 2 even though I didn't own
Yeah.
Portal 2 on Steam on PC.
Ah.
Yeah, so yeah, it launched
Yep.
at the same time. Portal 1, you're right, it didn't because that was the orange box. But
Yeah, but needless to say, those are definitely honorable mentions. Those are just great games in general.
anyone else?
Bioshock
think-
and GTA 4 for
Oh,
me.
BioShock.
So I replayed BioShock during the pandemic because I went through and I played a lot of like 360 games that I missed, and that was one of them. And I didn't think it held up as well as. Well, I don't think it would have appealed to me in the first place, to be quite honest. But it just seemed very dated.
Gameplay wise?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd agree.
I could kind of see what they were going for, but by the same, and I can see why people liked it at the time because the atmosphere and the location's pretty cool and it's kind of spooky. But yeah, it didn't hold up, I don't think. But that's just my opinion.
No, I agree. I think even back then, like that was one of the critiques that it was a shooter, but wasn't a tight shooter, and some of the plasmids and shooting mechanics was just kind of sloppy. But I think that game is as big as it is because it came out at the right time. Because it wasn't really a game like that. It was very unique for its time.
Yep. Yeah, I give it that. Other honorable mentions, gentlemen?
Dragon Age series.
Oh, Dragon Age.
Nice.
Yeah.
Never played any of those.
Origins and 2 were on that, right? Inquisition was on 4.
That's a cross-gen, actually, I think.
Oh yeah, okay, cross-gen. So yeah, I love the Dragon Age series. I've played all that shit and I've eaten it all up. I love that series. Big, deep RPG story where your decisions really seem to like they impact the story quite a bit, especially in Origins, the first one. So yeah, lots of that.
Nick, anything?
I mean, they were already kind of mentioned, Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto 4. Actually, though, I want to say
Fable 2.
no.
I wondered if someone would mention Fable.
Fable 2 was so good.
I never played that one, but
I loved it.
I've heard it's well liked.
Yeah.
Dude, I have this generation I love. That's why, and I've started because it's now cheaper.
It's a great generation.
It's now cheaper to collect for. I've been buying a lot more games for it because PS2 games are getting kind of more expensive. It's kind of
Actually,
shifting.
I just want to throw this game out there because I forgot that I had it.
Go for it.
Dirt 2.
Oh, okay, yeah, great
Dirt was
rally
fun,
games,
yeah.
baby. I don't think I ever played that one.
Sir.
I never played that one.
Well,
I played 3.
I played a little bit. And I'll throw Pier in there too because it's an ATV racing game, but I'm kind of the same idea of just like driving vehicles off road.
Well, we're talking about racing games. Obviously, there's 2 Gran Turismo games, 5 and 6, with a bunch of little small like prologues. I love those games. Those games, near and dear, beat both those games. Oh my god, there's so many games.
Motorstorm.
Motorstorm's great. I mean, that's a great game too. Split Second, the Disney interactive game that I always pushed, loved, super fun to play. I think John and I streamed it one time. But one of the games,
Planet.
A Little Big Planet's a good game. Those are good games. One game though, I think that needs to be one game that I think that needs to be spoken about.
Killzone 2.
No. I mean, that's a really good game though too.
It was.
Fucking Resistance is a good game. I mean, whatever.
Oh yeah, I thought about Resistance
but this one seriously was like a contender. It's like, is this like my number 4? It's Saints Row the Third, baby.
Yeah.
Dildo sword, dubstep gun. It's like the series is never ever going to be that game again. It moved on to 4, which is kind of like really just a massive DLC, but a sequel. And then the new Saints Row is, while fun, is kind of a letdown. That is, Saints Row the Third is the pinnacle of that series, and I kind of think that franchise should probably just go away. It's like I love it, and awesome. It's never going to be that again. And
you're never going to get a mass-produced game that's kind of.
It also just hit at the right time.
Takes itself so lightly, if you know what I mean.
Snarky game.
It hit at the right time. Right at the right cultural moment where you could still get away with some like kind of like weird.
I think that's the thing. You probably wouldn't get away with some of the stuff.
They have to kind of reel it in now. I just feel, but that game is actually a super fun. I've replayed that like 3-4 times. Like a lot of the games I rate, I like that I think of highly. I've played multiple times actually. So.
Yeah,
that's one.
You're saying they should reboot the series?
I don't think they should. They did. That's what they did. I've played the new one. The new one's good. It's fine. I'm just.
They should reboot the reboot.
Having rebooted it while it was still fun and I enjoy it, and it's totally worth $20. If you find it, play it. But it's not ever gonna be what that game was. That game just was lightning in a bottle for that franchise. Because let's be honest, I never played Saints Row 1, and Saints Row 2 I was not that interested. It was that was way more kind of a GTA clone. Anyway, there's a lot of games I could say. There's some you had Need for Speed Most Wanted and the Hot Pursuit, which were fucking awesome. You had Soul Calibur games, which were great.
Oh yeah, those were.
Shit, man.
I've got a bunch of those. And...
You had Nier. I don't know if you ever. I mean, the predecessor to Nier Automata. Crazy game. Too much stuff. Anyway, we need to move on. Couch co-optionals. Is there anything that is random? I know we have. Who wants to read? I'll read Aaron's. So Aaron has a couch co-optional. It's a book. Book title: A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson. Story about a guy and his friend take a long hike along the Appalachian Trail and all the mishaps that happen throughout the whole trek.
I haven't read that one, but I've read quite a few of Bill Bryson's books, and he's a very good writer. There's one, Notes from a Small Island, which is when he was living in the UK, which is very good as well.
Well, there you go. That's Aaron's couch co-optional for the week. Nick, you got anything?
I don't really have anything. I just, it's that time of year. Just find a place. No, what?
Beaten down, can't be bothered. Just want to sleep and drink beer.
No, yes, but I was just gonna say it's that time of year. Just start thinking, looking, researching. Just look for places to donate money. Sure, there's always some place that needs a few bucks this time of year.
Or just go to your Safeway and they'll ask you, would you like to help hungry
No,
families?
fuck off with that shit. Do it yourself. Don't get no, because that's kind of, you're essentially paying for their advertising that way.
I suppose.
Well, yeah, because then they get to sit here and like, hey, we're great, we're Safeway, we donated this.
So you telling me I have to feel shitty every time I do that? You're telling me like I should like go drown, kill myself because I donated through Safeway?
Yes, but no.
Yes, but no.
Yes, you should feel guilty, but don't kill yourself.
What is this show turning into now?
Yeah. Anyway, what other couch co-optionals? Because that's an optional whether you want to donate through Safeway.
Whatever.
But what else have we all been listening to?
Wait, Jarrod. We skipped Jarrod. So Jarrod, Nick is donate to it's holiday season. Give to
donate.
Donate.
Just donate, but just don't be a douche.
Hey, don't be a douchebag. Give.
So
Safeway.
all right, so
Safeway.
I'm just gonna recommend a type of product.
Yeah, fuck off, Safeway.
Not a specific brand, but instead of buying like tons of compressed air to blow out the dust from your computers and whatnot, just buy an electric one. You can recharge it and it fucking works. Some of them come with flashlights.
But it's not cold.
It just keep recharging it.
It doesn't have that cold air feel.
But you don't run out of the can after like a couple minutes of use. It's
I thought
you reduce waste.
Yeah, you're reducing a ton of waste. You're throwing more lithium out into the environment, so why not?
I thought that was an air compressor behind you, and I thought you were gonna be like, just use an air compressor to blow.
Oh, that's my pressure washer.
Your thing has lithium batteries in it. That's harvesting. Yeah. That's taking from the planet and creating a giant hole in like Russia somewhere. That's just that's raping the land too.
Yeah, that's in Ukraine, I believe, is where we get a lot of lithium.
Anyway,
couch co-op.
But yeah, get an electric air duster.
Let us critique your couch co-optional. All right, electric air duster. How much was it, Jarrod?
You can go more expensive for more power. This one was only like $25.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. It works just fine. I've used it a lot.
Cool. All right, Dave, what is yours?
All Hail Hyena.
Is this the metal band? Is this the metal band?
No, this is not a metal band. This is a band I've been listening to. I really enjoy, and I got their LP while I was in England. So,
what style of music would you say that is? Just rock.
It's a weird mix of like. Sometimes it reminds me a little of Vampire Weekend crossed with more like punk and stuff. It's like very
interesting.
There's no real way to describe it. I just
All Hail Hyena.
Yep.
Huh. All right, I'll look it up.
They're on Spotify.
Yep.
All right, John, do you have something you've picked?
Yeah, going with the music thing. I recommend there's a super group called Machine Gum, which is it's fronted by the drummer of the Strokes, which if you guys remember, the Strokes is one of my favorite bands. But it's kind of more of like indie 80s influence.
Okay.
Like a
no relation to Sister Machine Gun.
I don't know what the Sister Machine Gun is.
Okay, well that's also a band.
All Hail Hyena.
Anyway, Machine Gun. Go ahead, continue.
Oh, it's great. I mean, like I thought I was kind of over the whole '80s throwback, but these guys, and I'm not really. What's that one famous '80s songwriter who's like he does the days of the week. Monday, my heart was there. Tuesday,
Cure,
you were
Robert
never
Smith.
there. Yeah, I've never gotten into the Cure. I don't really care much for the Cure, but but this throwback '80s stuff from Machine Gum is like it. I really dig it.
I mean,
Nice.
Cure is a
Cool.
great band. I can't even not get into.
Yeah, I like the Cure. Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't really think about this. Sometimes I know right away I have something, and this week was like, I don't know. I don't know if I have anything, but I will say this. I just bought today a pair of Reef fanning sandals. They usually go for $60. I have 3 pairs currently. This will be my 4th pair. They're like the Nike Air of sandals, which they also have a beer bottle top opener on the sole. And I got it for $40. And they're my favorite sandals. And they're by Reef. And
I will
cool.
second this. And Ian,
I wear Reef.
If you want to save some money, Nordstrom Rack sometimes has them on as well, and they're like $30 a pair or whatever, half price. So nice. Nordstrom Rack is a good place to sometimes find Reef.
I posted in the Discord that they're currently like between 36 and they have, because there's all these colors you can choose from. So depending on the size and color, so like the base model is like 36, and then there's like a 38, and then I got the black and blue for 40 because I always get a different color, and the blue ones look cool. So I'm a big fan of this. I've worn these for years. I gave them to the guys that were in my wedding as a gift. So
I've been wearing that brand ever since.
I'm on my second pair.
They're very comfortable.
Yeah, they're very comfortable. They don't like chafe between the toes, kind of thing.
And then people are always surprised when you have a bottle opener on the bottom of your shoe.
Especially if you stepped in something.
Some dog shit. It's like, you're gonna alcohol cleans all.
Do you guys do the socks with sandals? Do you guys rock that look too?
No.
We're not that old.
No.
I don't wear sandals. I've never worn sandals. Just
I kind of do it sometimes around the house, and I'm starting to get into it a little
like
bit
sandals? More. Sandals? Like Birkenstocks?
No.
Some Tevas?
You
guys some Tevas?
Thong? Yeah.
Oh, that shit.
Not like Nick's, but the thong sandals, or what do you call them?
That's like athlete. Like literally flip-flops.
That I can't do.
You wear socks with
where it goes between the toes.
That's fucking. That's like Japanese style.
Yeah, I'm starting to dig it a little bit more.
I'll be wearing socks and slam on some flip flops.
I will. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that like that. Like if I gotta take the trash out, I throw it on.
Gotta go outside
go grab the mail.
Not if I'm like gonna go if I'm gonna go run to the Safeway that Nick hates to get beer. I'm not. I'm taking the socks off.
Yeah, I'm a 20-foot radius outside my house.
Yeah, pretty much.
No fit.
That's funny. You know what's funny though? There's a pair of they have reefs that are like they're like the sandals you had on, Nick. That are just the slip-on ones that also have the bottle opener. I was considering getting a pair of those, so then I could probably get away with the socks. But nah, that's not my thing.
I don't remember the last time I saw you wear shoes, even to wear socks.
What's
Dude,
the last
Ian
thing?
was wearing a blanket yesterday.
Yeah,
he's wearing a blanket now.
Actually, he's wearing it now. Yeah.
Hey guys, I recommend. Oh, that's what I should have recommended. That's my couch go optional. I recommend the wearable blanket, aka poncho.
Yeah.
Dude, this was only $28 on fucking Amazon.
And you too can look like you stepped out of Red Dead Redemption.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
I do this shit and be like.
Or
I picked him up yesterday, and it almost looked like he was sick.
He was playing Star Wars and
dude,
ponchos.
It's wonderful. It's great.
Ponchos.
You sit outside, you're not cold, and it's comfortable. I think I like the angle because I like clothes that are kind of angular and kind of the way it's. I just like it visually.
Like paper?
Yeah, like paper, like angular, like angles. Tapered, sure. It kind of sits weird, Anyway, sorry, not paper. You're right, tapered. So yeah, ponchos. I recommend flip-flops and ponchos, but not together.
Combined.
Not combined.
Combined,
I don't wear them combined.
Yeah, he's wearing his blanket because it's so cold outside, and he has his flip-flops.
You thread the
shorts.
poncho through the toes.
No, yeah,
not
right.
the sandal.
I wish. No.
All right,
anyway,
that's enough.
There was something else we need to talk about. Nick, what beer are we drinking next week? And will John be able to find it in Vegas?
Oh, yes, he will. And I know this because the company that both Jarrod, Aaron, and I work for distribute it down there.
Down
I have
air.
that much to drink
Down
tonight?
air.
Down there.
have
Down
I-
air?
ha-
Anyway, what was
I'm
it?
sorry.
You're fine.
Negro Modelo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Another
I
dark
haven't
beer.
had that for a couple of years.
Man, you're
That's
on a
nice.
roll, Ian.
Yes, I need to finish my something I wanted to do over the summer, but of course, for reasons, it just didn't pan out. But I want to do like a summer independence thing for both the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, and
Ooh.
just didn't work out. So I'm gonna complete that, and we're doing it with Negro Modelo.
Cool.
Nice.
Now the
I
bigger
feel
question
like
is
Modelo's underrated.
now the bigger question
What-
is
wait,
John
what?
going to be back next week?
Oh, I'll be back for Modelo.
Oh, he's back. He's okay. So
I feel
John's
like Modelo's underrated. Like
But-
it's almost a sneaker. Like
Yeah, I
normally
feel
people talk
that's
about it.
like one of my favorites
No,
that I've had of that.
it's a wonderful amber lager, and when
you know what the problem with it
Grupo
is?
Modelo.
The foil. I just don't want to deal with the foil.
Oh my god.
Says the man who
Okay.
drinks Stella.
The paper's
Yeah,
way easier to
what's
deal
the big-
with than the fucking foil.
All right, whatever. But okay. Well, I can save it for next week. So
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got
Put the
it.
foil in
we
the
can do that.
foil in the microwave to loosen it up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Nothing
ingenious.
like a
totally.
warm Negro Modelo.
And a busted microwave to go with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. I want to thank you all for listening and remind you that you can leave feedback on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Couch Co-op Shows. Where's Aaron? Remember to please subscribe,
All
share.
one word, no hyphen.
Thank you.
Yep.
Remember to please subscribe, share, and maybe leave us an iTunes review. You can also find us on Twitter. We've been streaming all night. It looks we have 4 viewers. I don't know how many of those are Nick.
Yeah, he has
just
all the different browsers open. He's on Firefox, Internet Explorer,
Or
Chrome.
those of you who are
Opera.
watching live tonight, I
All one
appreciate-
viewer, no hyphen.
Oh, no hyphen. But yeah, so you can find us on twitch.tv/the Couch Club Shows. We go live probably just a little bit before 9, sometimes earlier. If I'm in a saucy mood, I'll start at 8 and just kind of talk and play music.
Damn, really?
Yeah, but that's just on stream.
Were you on at 8 tonight?
No, I got on at 8:30, and then Dave popped on, and then John popped on to test because this is John's first time. We'll make sure his setup worked. But,
Sounds fine to me.
It depends. Sometimes, a couple weeks ago, I got on like at 8, and I just like fucking ranted and played music. It was a good time. So sometimes I do the pre-show, sometimes I don't.
Nice.
What are we at here? Yeah. So also, hey, Anchor.fm/the Couch Co-op Show. There's a message button. We still haven't got a voice message. Leave us
I
a
thought
voice
you had
message.
one loaded. Didn't you say you had one saved?
I didn't. Did you? Oh, did you record us one?
No, but you said on an earlier podcast
No.
that you had someone
No.
sent you one.
No one sent
Okay.
us anything. No.
Not since Nick. Nick
Nick used to send
a
it before
couple.
Nick was on the show. He used to send them all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah,
was good times.
we solved that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Solve that problem.
yeah.
Let's get that.
Now his voice is just always on here.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. Anyway, I want to thank Jarrod, Nick, Dave, Aaron, who had to leave
Yeah.
early, and JPK for coming back, for sitting here, joining me on the couch. Thank you guys. For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian. Please be excellent to each other.
And be
Wild
responsible.
Stallions.
Wild stallions.
Something about beer and stuff.
Oh, is that a thing?
What's
Beer
beer?
All right,
responsible.
I'm gonna.
Big cooler beers.
We don't do that.
Beer
Anyway,
responsible.
outro.
Mm.